Greetings ladies and gentlemen, it's Cam back at you again. Today I am bringing you one of my most requested lessons, which is hybrid picking. And today I want to give you some concepts on how to enhance the technique for lead playing and also some more compositional ideas to do with chords and just generally other ideas to make your playing sound way more advanced more easily. In today's lesson, I'm going to be focusing on some exercises that really help me build my technique, but also the reason why I use it. This all derives from something I mentioned in my previous lesson on legato. I'm actually left-handed. Being left-handed has allowed me to get really dexterous with this hand quite naturally. Bending was never too difficult for me, but also it's presented a slight disadvantage for my picking technique. I'm slightly impeded this way. I can alternate pick, I can do some economy picking and all that stuff, but it's never a technique I've found, let's say, relaxing, like you might see someone like Paul Gilbert or Yngwie doing. And I've always found that whenever I can, I will substitute alternate picking for hybrid picking because it makes my playing flow a lot easier and I love the sound of it. That's what I want to cover in today's video, some general little nuggets of info to help you enhance your playing. Before we get into the lesson though, I'm using my Charvel DK24 2-point in satin orange crush. I'm tuned down for the sake of variety today, half a step. If you guys would like to follow along in standard tuning, please just copy what my fingers are doing and where I'm putting them. Here are some Zack Wilde techniques and exercises I like to use. Zack Wilde was the man who got me onto hybrid picking, and one of the things that he sort of got me onto, if you like, was this sort of country idea. Inside the A minor pentatonic. Like we've not seen that before. What you're going to do is going to play D string 7, roll this ring finger across and then pluck with the middle finger on the G, back to the D, pluck with the middle finger, hammer onto 6, then pull off to 5, back to D7 again, and then loop it round. If you want to make it sound even more aggressive, add some palm muting. If you want to make it sound even more Zack Wilde, add another finger on this hand. That's what she said. And you're going to play the B string. Bring that along for the ride. You get the idea. One last little pattern hit that you might want to try is to come down the scale using this idea. And I'm going to do this really slowly for you. It starts off like before. We're going to do a bend though. Slowly it sounds really weird, doesn't it? But when you speed it up, really smooth, isn't it? You can't really do that with alternate picking. Now we're going to cover some arpeggios. Now some of my favorite players like Nick Johnston and Rick Graham all use this technique to make a shape that would normally be swept sound really prolonged and weird, and most importantly, super effective. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a D minor 9 arpeggio, then this arpeggio here, they break up the shape using hybrid picking to make it really, really long, as I say. Now watch carefully. Every time I go up, I'll use the hybrid picking to pluck the string I'm about to move on to, if you like, the string that's ahead. And then when I'm descending down the second shape, I am picking the string that's behind me, okay? So watch what happens. If you want to turn this into an exercise, try this. Basically cutting off that last register there and repeating it to death. Now, what we're going to do is come down this shape here. All together. All fun stuff there. How awesome is that? This is a weird technique I've developed for myself, and this is called alternate hybrid picking. Now, alternate hybrid picking is not a technique I invented, but it's something I figured out how to do and then saw someone else doing it later. And I first figured it out when I was trying to learn the Aftershock solo from Van Halen, where at the start, that kind of idea starts. Whereas Eddie was picking all of that with a plectrum, I had to figure out a way of doing it without having to do that. So basically it was me finding a way of cheating my way through it. And the idea is you do a hybrid on the high E and then do an up, down on the B. And it became really, really useful. But instead of having to deploy it just for double stops, which was not that exciting for me, instead what you do is break it up into, say, some really unusual shapes, like... So start with a hybrid on 19 of the high E, up, down on the B string with 15 and 17, then 15 on the high E with the hybrid, then you've got 17 and 15 on the B with the picking. Really cool. And what you would do is you'd move that down the neck, picking a different shape as you go down. So you have a minor shape there, major shape, another major shape, B minor, suspended one there. No, not suspended, diminished rather. Then what you'd have left, mix that with some of the licks we've done so far, and I think it's a really creative way of deploying the hybrid picking technique. And all you'd have to do is turn the little lick I showed you at the start into an exercise around the fretboard and build it up to tempo at your own pace, but stay on the edge of your ability to make progress quicker. Now it's time for some random stuff. Now for this random stuff in the middle, I'm just going to throw a mishmash of different licks at you. And the first one is derived from Van Halen, unsurprisingly enough, coming from me. And this one is derived from the song Finish What You Started, although it is not the exact lick at all. And the idea comes from playing the G and high E strings in a really weird pattern. You do an open G, hammer on to, in this case, 14 of both the G and high E, then you hybrid pick the high E. And the idea is that the snappier you can get this, the better. And the idea is you're going 14 on both strings, down to 12 on both strings, 11 on the G, 10 on the high E, move that down 2 frets, back to the major shape, so you've got 7 on both strings, then you've got 5 on both strings, then the shape splits up again, you've got 4 on the G, so you've got 4 on the G, 3 on the high E, then 2 on both strings. And the idea is this. That's really, really cool. I love that so much. And the idea is break up the order a little bit. Don't just go from the lowest to the highest or the highest to lowest. Have some fun with it. Another one I'd like to show you is from Live Without a Net. It's a very similar thing. You can just eyeball this and see what's going on. You've got A string 14, I'm plucking G 12, then pulling off to open. And follow a similar pattern coming down. Another one I think you might really like is hammering on 9th chords. Plucking the first 2 strings and hybriding the last one. Try that. That's really good. That's a fun one. Have some laughs with that. Now I'm going to show you a really cool chordal idea I like to use. Now this is a nice relaxing end to the lesson here, but what we've got is we're going to go through a really nice chord progression to make your playing sound half classical, I guess. And this is the sort of technique I ended up picking up from players like Gus G, Randy Rhoads, Jake Ely, basically Aussie guitarists. And the idea is I am taking a D minor, open G string there if you notice, then and we've got the minor third on the top there. And the picking pattern we're going to use here is we're going to play the A string with the plectrum and the B string together, then an upstroke on the two middle strings. And the idea is you move between minor positions and major positions. Here's C major, B flat major, love that one, then A major 7, evil. So that sounds really advanced. Then once you get more confident, start to use more fingers in the middle here. In this case, I've got my middle finger on the minor third. Then what you can do is you can add that would be your fourth in the key of D, to make it suspended. And follow it around the fretboard, and you can get some really nice ideas. And if you isolate the major and minor thirds, you can almost get an Eric Johnston effect. So obviously with single coils and a lot more reverb, but you get the idea. Thank you very much for watching this lesson, everybody. I hope you've liked what you've seen. I teach one-to-one lessons as well. I teach over Skype. So if you guys would like to go into the description box and see my contact details, I'll get back to you as fast as I can. I teach students worldwide. I've got a very healthy roster, and each and every one of those students is seeing great success everywhere. But also, if you absolutely love me, my goal this year is to achieve 100,000 subscribers. I'm just about to hit 80,000 as I'm recording this video. And if you please do me a favor, drop a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. That would be very much appreciated so I can hit my target for this year. That would be absolutely amazing. In the meantime, thanks so much. Subscribe to the channel once again and check out some of my awesome lesson content and gear reviews. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you later.